welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter by chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a cocky craft brew on the side. I'm Jade, and I'm here with Nate and Aaron.
Hello. Hello.
As we grope our way through the dark of chapter 10 of Soul of Fire.
Wow, you're feeling a certain kind of way today, aren't you?
Yeah.
A little
We're cocky, you're a little gropey.
Little gropey, little cocky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
You got
Saturday.
a problem with it?
No.
Okay, good.
Saturdays are for,
no, ma'am.
Saturdays are for the gropes and the cocks.
Open up the cocks or whatever. And this
fun
has
holiday.
been our moment of truth. Just kidding, actually, because I believe that Nate actually does have something to say today.
I do. I got one.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Okay.
Look, it took me all week, but I came up with one full thought, and this is it.
Wow. I wasn't.
I have no notes so far.
Okay, so at the end of chapter 8, we saw Richard over by the fire doing a weird thing, like watching it go out, and then a spark flew away, and he was grabbing at it, and we were kind of commenting on how that was a little weird, but he's a seeker, so he could be onto something. And then I remembered the foreword that literally says they can lurk in fire's crackle and easily travel on sparks.
Oh.
Talking about the chimes. So we're looking at Richard thinking he's being weird, but if you remember the foreword, they literally can do the thing that Richard is chasing in that moment. And I was like, oh, fuck, he tied it in.
Yeah. Or even if we aren't thinking that he's weird, Zed definitely is.
Oh,
but we
yeah.
have
Yeah.
a forward in the beginning that it was from Kolo, right? That's who fucking wrote that thing.
I believe so.
Yeah, from Kolo's journal or something.
But here's the thing. I need to go back and look at it as a whole and see if we missed any other keywords, because without spoiling anything, the word lurk happens in the chapter we're about to cover, and that is nestled right in there with the spark thing. So, like, I'm thinking we're supposed to be watching for the keywords in each chapter, and that we may have missed a couple in the last couple of chapters because I hadn't put this together yet. So it may be worth looking into.
Well,
it
maybe not
also
necessarily-
might be nothing.
Maybe not necessarily like keywords, but just like signs of them hanging out.
Like whenever that word pops up, it's probably going to have something to do with the chimes.
Yeah.
Little hidden Easter eggs, which are famously laid by chickens. Okay, so that was my moment of truth. I think we're ready.
No, Easter eggs are laid by rabbits.
Oh,
Buddy,
Okay.
we're gonna have a talk after this episode, okay? We're just gonna say no pressure. We don't even have to do it on mic. I got a couple of things to tell you, and it'll be fine.
it'll be fine. So in the last chapter, KAHLAN woke up to a missing Richard. She struck out into the dark to find him and ended up in the house of the dead with a creepy chicken.
Creepy chicken.
So the perfect setup for a horror movie.
Yeah, it was the last thing she saw, right? She's fully in the room doing her thing. She heard the
Doing
pecking
her
sounds.
thing. Being sad about the dead baby.
Being sad about the dead baby, but then
Classic
she heard the
KAHLAN.
pecking sounds and saw the
Yes.
creepy chick that she was in the room with
Yeah.
the chicken.
Specifically the thwacking sounds.
She was in the room where it happened.
The room where it happened?
That's what I've heard. It was nice that we got to be there.
You know,
Well,
this
we
time
will
I
be
think
there.
I will pass being in the room that it happened.
Oh.
Oh, well, you can't yet because we're going to hang out in there with her for a minute.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we open this chapter and KAHLAN is having her showdown with the chicken in the house of the dead. She tries to shoo the chicken off of Juni's body because it's just desecrating a dead body, right? So she's like, oh, you probably just are in here for the bugs. Get the fuck off. It raises its hackles, which is odd to me
Yeah, I don't
for
like
a
that.
chicken.
Yeah.
Because like a dog can raise its hackles, but a chicken doing it, like when it's described, I can see it in my head.
Mhm.
But I
When all the
it doesn't
feathers
seem
ruffle
right.
up and makes
Yeah.
itself look big.
don't like. Not a fan.
No.
KAHLAN is now full in. This is not a chicken.
She gets it now.
Yeah.
It does say she looks at it and she can just tell now that it's not a chicken. It's
Yeah.
got to be like in the eyes, just the way it looks at you and makes eye contact. Because otherwise they're like kind of fish head, like they're going to look at you from the side, but it's not like going to make eye contact with you. So if it does that, it's like, okay, what the fuck?
I feel like we were kind of talking about that. I don't know if it was on the chapter or in a side quest.
I think it was on the chapter.
Yeah, with the
Uncanny Valley.
It's just something about it, just not right.
Well, and it is tough too, because it's like, you know that there are things where like you see them and you go, no one's going to believe me because they didn't see it with their own eyes. And you know that everyone's going to believe that that's what happened. Like, it didn't happen. You're making this up.
You might as well say that the chicken lit a cigarette, exhaled, and said, so it's come down to this, and then flicked it before it attacked you.
Exactly.
Like, okay, sure.
Yeah, but then you, as one of those people that was like, nah, man, you're making that up. When all of a sudden it's you? Oh, fuck.
They're never going to believe me.
Yeah, no, okay. Damn, because there's the whole thing of like, she immediately is just like, I was wrong. This is not a chicken.
Oh, fuck, that's evil.
So she immediately thinks about using her power because it's the only thing she can't.
She's
used
threatened.
to using. But it's not going to work on a fucking chicken.
I say try it. I say fuck it, try it.
Or evil incarnate. Well, I would think that too, except we know that KAHLAN like goes down for a minute afterwards, right?
Oh,
like it leaves her vulnerable.
To me, if she truly thought this was evil incarnate, feels like a great Kandar moment and hit that fucker with lightning.
Ooh, yeah.
She can't do it for herself.
Well, I would be fearful for Richard.
Yeah.
Having not lived his life because I'm
played
dead.
that game before, though. We're like, technically, like,
yeah. Oh, I'm
it's
playing those
kinda for
gymnastics.
Richard.
I'm playing them right now.
But hey, if it
I'm
fucking
her.
works,
you could.
it
I'm
works,
just saying,
right?
like, in the moment, in terror, probably not making any, not many jumps happening in her brain.
Yeah.
At this point, the chicken looks at her and then decidedly on purpose shits all over Juni's face while cackling at her.
I straight up almost texted the two of you when I read this. And like I pulled up our group chat and I had typed out, seriously, is this a joke? Because I use your guys' Amazon account to read the book. And I, honest to God, instead of thinking this is what Terry Goodkind wrote, it was more believable in my head that you guys had somehow...
That we edited the book?
Edited the book. And it was like, this can't be real. And I closed the book and opened it again.
Amazing.
Because I need to reload the file. Something's wrong.
Yeah, chicken makes direct eye contact with KAHLAN.
And lifts its leg.
Lifts its leg.
Like a
and
fucking
then
dog.
shits on Juni's face.
Yeah.
And I have never been more in the belief, this is evil incarnate.
Yeah, oh, right
This
here.
is absolutely evil incarnate. Point has been made.
This is where I become a believer, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just a fucking chicken until it does that. It's like, that was malicious, you little fucker.
Yeah, that took thought.
Because chickens don't have to raise their legs. They just
No,
poop as
that
they
was
walk
just
even,
for
right?
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Wild.
message.
Wild.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
At this point, KAHLAN just wants out.
Sure.
And the chicken then flies down in front of the door.
Blocks the
Obviously.
door. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tactical move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
as
walk,
chickens
walk,
do.
walking at her.
Balk in the door.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bark bark or is it like a kind
one.
of a
It's
creepy
that
chicken
one.
one?
It's
It's
that
that
one. And I will say I totally appreciated the narrator giving
Doing the
us
thing. Yeah.
those chicken noises. He did a great job.
Like I said, at my uncle's old farm, not very often, but on occasion, we'd have to grab a chicken. And I've never heard a chicken make that sound ever.
Oh.
It's always the quick squabble kind of a thing. And I know this was just like an impression of one, but he did a very good job.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I heard a chicken verbally make that noise, I would be freaked out. I'm not quite so much in the way that KAHLAN's like, we'll get into it here in a bit, but it's just like, yeah, they're creepy, but you can also just like punch them away if you need to.
Kick them really hard.
Really hard, yeah.
In combat sports, they put weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
any 150-pound person should be able to win a fight against a chicken.
Just fucking sit on it.
Fall down on it. It will suffocate it. Not because I'm not suffocate. You'll crush it.
And this chicken is obviously waiting for a fight because it's like we said, the eye contact, the shitting on Juni, it's revealing itself to be something more than just a chicken.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely seems like it's ready for a fight. I will say it is definitely being shitty towards Juni. And
All
it
right, that
definitely
was-
doesn't
yeah.
want her to leave.
It is blocking her in.
Yeah.
I mean, your pun. It was just, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So she's trying to think about how to get around the bird, and she remembers Richard's words about disrespect and pissing them off. I do want to say it was weird that we read Richard's words verbatim in Kahlan's mind because it was confused. I had to back up a couple times in the audiobook because I was like, it's your fault? Oh, no, it's Richard's fault, but you're thinking his word. It's strange. It was a weird reading experience for me. But the point was, she remembered his words, and then she was like, this fucking bird could kill me. And I'm sorry, Richard. Please forgive me.
They have sharp things. They can go for throats and eyes and things you don't want them to.
Now that KAHLAN is on board that this is not a chicken, she knows what it's done. It killed Juni. It tried to kill a child. And Richard, her husband, the seeker of truth, Lord Rahl, is kind of scared of it and wants to fucking find it. Yeah, you don't take this shit lightly.
I really am disappointed in KAHLAN because by this point in the series, she really should have learned rule number 1.
People are stupid?
No.
Oh.
Close.
Don't forget your fucking knife.
Yeah. Preach, sister.
That's just rule 1. There's wizard's rules, and then there's just life rules.
Yeah,
Number
life
1
rules.
with a point is don't forget your knife.
Yeah, from the first page of the first book, her husband did not have his knife, and it was a problem.
Yeah, and look where we are now.
And look where we are now. You need to have a fucking weapon with you at all goddamn times. If she had a knife in this instance, we would not be anywhere near where we are.
Nope.
She would be like, I'm going to just fucking on my way out.
I hang a sword in the studio for this very reason, just for rogue chickens.
Fucking wave that shit around as you walk out, you're fine.
Famously, the sword that you can't get out of the scabbard while it's hanging.
I really fucked that one up, didn't I? It's hanging so cool, but then it's just hanging just so.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
So bugs are crawling all over her at this
Gross.
point, and she leans down to smush one on her leg, and they get in her fucking hair.
Do you think she said, son of a bitch?
Oh.
Because bugs are crawling all
the
over
song.
me.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't. Bugs and hair, worst thing ever.
Yeah, I know that it's known that I fucking hate bugs at this point here.
What?
We haven't even gotten to the ultimate crescendo of this face-off yet, but at this point here, there is not a man nor beast that would stand in between me and the door. That would not be removed from my fucking way immediately. Because I feel bugs crawling over my bare feet.
I was gonna say
I'm taking the door off the hinge. I don't care if there's a chicken in my way. I'll fucking
keep
risk
forgetting
it.
she was barefoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's gross.
But this, I did feel like the amount of things crawling on her was like horror move. Like,
well,
that's not a normal amount of bugs to be crawling on somebody moving in a room.
No, but I also think this is the house of the dead, right?
Yeah.
So like dead bodies rotting and things that is going on excessively in this room.
Yes, there are a lot of bugs
So
here to
there's a
help with the
higher
decomposition.
chance of like flies and grubs and maggots and stuff like that in this room. But yeah, it does also seem like an excessive amount.
Like, I don't know, it felt like fueled by the keeper. Like, it's not ever said, okay? I will say that. But it really does feel like she's being attacked by the death in the room.
Yes.
Yeah. In the original Batman Arkham game, you go through Arkham Asylum and you're kind of fighting Scarecrow. So there are scenes that cut away and it's like you're not necessarily fighting something that can kill you, but yeah, there's like swarms of bugs and then the walls break and then but it's just like you're facing off with this chicken, but also your reality is starting to twist. So you are less able to defend yourself against something that you could, like I said, just punch really hard.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, we're going to get more into it, but that was my thought while reading this. Is like, I don't know if there are actually bugs on KAHLAN right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
like they're
that's-
all just,
Yes, this is the chicken showing its
Psychosomatic.
influence of like, there is one bug on you. You think you feel 100.
You know, in our very first episode of this show ever, we joked at length about the snake vine biting Richard and how he was hallucinating, I feel like we have to stick to that theme. I feel like maybe these bugs aren't quite as numerous as KAHLAN thinks they are, but it's the chicken bending reality.
Well, and they also probably feel more numerous. One feels like, you got 1 centipede on you, you got 100 legs. Ugh.
That's with any of those creepy feelings. Like whenever it's like, oh, I'm alone, and then you're like, I'm alone. Wait, no, I'm not alone.
You have one bug on you, and then you see a bug, and you're like, oh, I'm crawling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's like when you're camping and there's a moth in the outhouse. Most terrifying feeling ever.
We'll get into it. It doesn't feel like a realistic amount without something driving the bugs or the things in the room.
I'm so sorry we could cut this, but
I said what I said, motherfucker.
Your fear of bugs has never been more defined for me by what you just said.
Dude, it's a thing. I fucking hate bugs.
I know, but you just described to me just a pleasant camping thing you experience. You go to the bathroom, you might see a moth by the lamp, like it's all good. And you're like, that's my nightmare.
I pick my campgrounds based on what the bathrooms look like because I don't want to have bugs while I'm, vulnerable.
Yeah, I get it.
Just got to bring a BB gun or your knife with you in there, and then you can slash at the air while you're shitting, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Did you remember rule 1, Nate?
I have a sword. No, I carry the sword with me at all times. If any of you ever see me out in public, I've got it. Yeah. I'm the weirdo that people have to make phone calls about. But like, no, it's actually not even sharp. Like,
I'm always strapped.
Put it away.
So the chicken jumps back up to Juni's body at that point, and KAHLAN takes this opportunity to start stepping towards the door, and the chicken croaks out what sounds like the word beautiful, wonderful. Yeah, that was way better than I would have delivered it. So she assumes that she mishears it because she's freaked out. But, I mean, also,
yeah, you should be freaked out.
You should be freaked out, but I mean, if a chicken's talking to me, I'm...
I don't think I've ever heard a chicken make the sound because it requires lips.
That's what I was thinking.
They don't have them.
Yeah,
it's not possible. Yeah.
I feel like this
they do
is
have tongues.
more of that bending of
that's true.
reality that maybe she thinks it said mother. Now, if it ever does like a Freddie Mercury mama, then I would worry.
Shits on Juni, turns
just killed a man.
Mama.
It is creepy. Anything calling you mother in any way is creepy. I don't want you to feel you're creepy. Go away. Mama. Something bites her at this point. She starts fucking flailing around. She knocks the candle over. She fills the whole house of the dead with darkness.
Because the candle goes out.
There is a shield on it. So I will say that. She thinks it's out.
She said she couldn't see light from it anymore.
Right, which you would assume.
To me means it's out.
You would assume. But it is kind of shielded. So technically it could be lit inside of its little tiny thing around.
Yeah.
But I think with that, maybe we should also take a step into the dark.
Whoa.
And grab a beer.
Oh.
And then come back.
I want to go the opposite way.
Well, you can stay here then. I'll get beer and you can have none. And we'll be back right after this.
Aaron, my friend, what are we drinking today, pal?
Today, we are drinking Razzle Rabbits. Razzle Rabbits.
What was that?
Razzle Rabbits.
Razzle Rabbits.
Yeah. From Black Rocks Brewery, which is brewed and canned by Black Rocks Brewery in Marquette, Michigan.
Hell yeah.
And
Michigan
you know what,
beer.
guys? And this is their Raspberry Cream Ale Delight, I should say.
What kind of cream ale?
It's a Raspberry Cream Ale Delight.
Raspberry.
That is correct.
Raspberry? I can't do that.
Raspberry. Enjoy this
That's a
riff.
weird chicken. Raspberry.
Enjoy this riff on our Grand Rabbits Cream Ale. A generous amount of raspberries. Give a fresh berry flavor that remains balanced and refreshing, pouring a glowing rose color for that extra dose of razzle. And it clocks in at 5.5%.
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle Rabbits. And I think it's just about time to, I know we haven't been doing this quite as much, but dare I? Oh, baby.
Good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. How are we feeling about it?
I'm at an 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
lie,
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a higher score with how strong you came on.
I did too. I'm trying to level out my ratings. I'm
Okay.
trying to get a system actually figured out so it's not quite so subjective and in the moment.
Yeah.
Fantastic raspberry flavor.
Raspberry.
I think it's accurate. They don't put concentrate flavor. I think that actually tastes like raspberries, and the base they used is not overpowering at all. So the raspberry comes through. It's very crisp. It's very clean, and I can appreciate it exactly for what it is. But I think it's an 8 all day long. 8 raspberries. That one wasn't so good.
I think it's like a 6. I think it's okay.
Ooh, okay.
It's an
Okay,
easy drinker, but it's like I don't know.
it's
Meh.
fine then.
Yeah. It's all right. If someone was like, "Hey, what's a beer you want?" I would not remember that I like this one.
I think in that scenario where it's like, oh, hey, do you want to razzle rabbits? My response would be like, oh, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why it's getting a 7 for me, dog.
Oh yeah.
I think it's good. It's got the cream. It's got the raspberry, but it's still light and it's like it's a light raspberry cream ale. I want it to be either more cream or more raspberry, and then, probably a higher percentage is what that would result in.
Yeah, that's 5.5.
But in all honesty, I could sip on this for quite a while.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
not all day, but it's pretty good.
That's
a
very
7.
enjoyable.
7 raspberries. And I got my fill of some raspberries and got some for the road. So do you guys want to maybe head back into the chapter and see what wonderful things await in the House of Dead, and with the weird fucked up chicken and the shitting on things? And
Just give me.
can we stay here?
Okay, I'm ready.
Hey, everybody, we're back.
Hello.
Oh, hey there.
Aaron, how'd you get in my basement?
I snuck.
Okay. So for Kaylin, it's pretty black in there, so she wouldn't see somebody sneaking in.
No.
It is dork in the House of the Dead at this point.
Dork?
Dork.
Is that related in any way to Wool Night Long?
Yeah, they're cousins.
Ah, okay. English language is so amazing.
It's wild. So at this point, between her shoulder blades, she feels and hears a fucking mouse. And so she starts to whip around until it flies off. She stays more composed than I would. I'm going to be honest. I would lose my absolute shit.
Yeah, this is the moment when, like, I had my bug moment earlier when I'm like, fuck that chicken, I'm getting out of here. This is Jade's moment. She
Yeah.
might have been able to make it through the bugs, but at feeling the mouse, I feel like that's when Jade nopes the fuck out.
There's a move in Baldur's Gate that you can do this, like, charge. It's divine charge, I think, or something like that. And
Divine Smite?
No. It's you run really fast. The little icon has a spear, so you run really fast with your weapon out, and you can like charge through enemies and shit.
Hell yeah.
That's what I would do in this instance. I would just fucking woof right through it.
I was going to say, I'm not a fan of bugs, but like bugs on me doesn't bother me too much. Like, I don't like it. I'd be shooing them off, but I wouldn't be freaking out. A mouse? Now we're talking consent. That mouse did not ask to be there, and that's not okay. And you cannot crawl between my shoulder blades without asking.
And
No.
so you're still calm as can be, even with the mouse?
Well, now I'm just more upset. I'm
Like,
not really freaking
Sir,
out.
Mouse, you did not consent to be there.
Yeah.
Please remove yourself.
I mean, I'm asking forcefully.
Creepy as
See, the
hell.
mouse wouldn't freak me out nearly as bad.
Ugh.
They're little furry things, but like I can handle a mouse.
You think
I-
you can?
You
Way
think
more
that
worried
now?
about the chicken.
Until it's
But the
in
bugs,
your pant leg.
the bugs can get in places you don't want them.
So
to
can the
go.
Yeah,
mouse.
so
But
can
you
mice,
can
my guy.
grab a mouse. If a mouse is in your pants, you can grab the fucking mouse.
Ask
If
the
a
cat.
bug is in there, I don't want the cat to chase the mouse up my pants.
I'm just saying. He can't always catch the mice.
I'd be slashed to ribbons.
So Kaylin can hear the chicken behind her. She can't see anything, but she can hear that it's behind her. So she tries to start reasoning with it, like, "Hey, man, we're cool. I'm cool. I'm just gonna go on my merry way. You just stay the fuck over there. We're cool."
I
And,
love chicken. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. No.
You taste so good. Wait.
you know, my husband doesn't eat any of you ever.
Yeah?
So that should give me some
Yeah,
goodwill.
we're vegan. It's fine.
She starts to make her way towards the door. Once she reaches the wall, she starts groping around on it
Mhm.
and realizes there's no door and panics at that point.
Well, because there used to be.
Yeah,
The chicken
she
disappeared
got
the
in
door.
here. I got in here somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's magic. He disappeared. Now there's no holes in the walls.
Oh, boy.
She reasons that she's just turned around. So
Fair.
she does have a little bit of reason in her.
Gotta be, because famously, doors on the wall.
And I
Yeah,
got,
she was outside.
Doors
now
on
she's
the wall.
inside.
See yourself out.
Yeah.
it was a little while because I kept being like, there's a window in there too. There should be some
Mhm.
ambient light, but it is also storming outside. So any light that would have come from the moon or the stars is not there. So it is probably actually pitch dark.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that is the creepiest fucking thing. Okay, it's so dark that even though she reasons that she just got turned around, she also has the thought after that maybe the chicken actually just pecked her eyes out at some point and she just is fucking blind and starts sobbing.
This is Cheech Marin in the car in the most famous scene ever on the internet when he pulls the hat down and goes, I'm blind. You know what I mean? This is like, KAHLAN, obviously you're freaking out. Cheech did a bunch of drugs. You're sober. You know that didn't happen. You would have felt the stabbies in your eyes.
Well, unless you didn't, because magic.
There is something wild
Now
about
you're freaking me out.
there is something wild about panic though. I know that I've been like stuck in a room that is
Mhm.
locked without a light on and been like, I don't know where the door is. I am lost now. What if I am just like, and then you start questioning reality
Yeah.
after not very long. So like, as much as you're like, nah, I didn't peck out your eyes. Like, maybe it fucking did. Maybe I fucking disassociated and I didn't realize that it fucking did. And I'm blind and I'm gonna die now.
I think you had the same situation here once, but my parents' house has a light switch at the very top of the stairs.
Yes.
And that controls the lights for the whole basement.
Hey,
So me and my brother were in my basement. How can I describe this? It was like a half finished, half utility basement kind of a thing. So there was the couch and the TV, nice fireplace, and then you move a little further, bar, and then it was like cement floor. But my dad had finished a bedroom in the very back corner. So one night, me and my brother were playing back there, and then my mom shut the lights off to the basement. And so we turned the light off to the room, opened the door, and realized we were then in pitch black, couldn't find the light switch back, and both of us just started screaming and crying for mom to turn on the light because we were lost forever as far as we were concerned. We're just going to die in the basement in the
how are you
dark,
ever
and they're
gonna
never
find
going to
it?
come look for us.
ugh.
It was the worst.
Yeah, no, I genuinely could feel the panic while I was listening to it. Like, no, that's
Yeah.
the worst fucking feeling.
That's why me and the dark have become friends since then. I am no longer afraid of the dark.
No, but I think it's also like not knowing your surrounding. Like, even in our basement, I guess if it went fully pitch black, I didn't know where in the basement I was. Maybe I would get turned around. But in a strange place in the pitch dark, absolutely not.
But then you have the advantage because they don't know you're there either.
No, they can
You
see
gotta
you.
fight them.
No,
Yeah, you don't know.
they can always see
Yeah, they have
I've
night
seen
vision.
Silence
Yeah.
of the Lambs. I know how that goes.
No. So at some point here, the lightning does start to flash. It seems like we've been here for an hour and a half without lightning, but it probably actually hasn't been that long because the lightning flashes. She sees the door, runs for it.
Hell
Bad.
yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, but bad idea.
I mean, maybe, but also you gotta get the fuck out of there.
Well, you do, but she ends up hitting her hip on a platform and then slamming her foot into a brick corner, which throws her off balance. She bends down to grab it, hops around till something burns her other foot, and she goes down. She tries to grab for a handhold during that, finds the dead baby, and goes, oh, nope, can't grab
Fuck
that,
that.
and just goes right down on the ground.
So KAHLAN, in her evasive maneuver, she goes, what KAHLAN would do is run for the door. Okay, go ahead and roll a dex check. That's a 1.
That one, baby.
Now, to be fair to KAHLAN, she's trying to navigate around a whole bunch of platforms in the dark that she can't see and she's not familiar with.
That's
so
true.
I will give that
That's
to her. It's not like the room just lit up in that moment and she was able to
It's-
see around them. But
Yeah, it's not that she's being dumb. She
Yeah.
made a desperate attempt at the door,
Yeah.
which I totally simp with. Like,
Yeah, I do.
well, I would do the same
You simp
exact
with.
thing.
Huh.
Sympathize with. Well, yeah, I guess in the same way. Like, I would make a move for the door, but she just didn't fully know her surroundings. And the lightning can be pretty disorienting.
Yeah. But at least she found the fucking door.
She got there. And it is, in fact, still on the wall. So good news.
Yes. And she knows she can't panic. Like, she's on the ground now. She's bleeding, but it's fine.
Yeah.
She just has to keep her fucking head about her and get out the door. In a flash of lightning, the fucking chicken has moved in between her and the door at this point again. Of course, it's not going to be an easy little fucking maneuver.
Well, and we all know it didn't move. It teleported.
Of course.
It teleported. It was there until 2 milliseconds ago.
Phased in right in front of her eyes.
Yeah, it phased. Yes. Yeah.
You're fucked.
So she remembers the pecking of the eyes for Juni, and she's like, that's what fucking chickens do, right? They peck eyeballs. So she blocks her eyeballs.
Smart.
The chicken pecks a bug off of her head.
Nice.
And she thanks it. It pecks another bug off of her.
This is a good move.
Yeah.
This is a good move. Thank the thing. Be like, hey, maybe, because Richard was talking about the don't want to disrespect it.
Yeah.
So it hasn't like gone for your jugular yet. So if it did get a bug off you, maybe you're freaked out. Maybe it's not actually trying to hurt you. Maybe the Juni thing is fucked up and concerning, but it's not actually being malicious. It's like, I'm a chicken.
Well, she wasn't there. She don't know what Juni did.
Right.
Yeah.
And so really this thing could be trying to communicate with her. It did kind of say mother. If it said mother, then maybe she doesn't really have to be afraid of the chicken, although it's presenting very scary.
Honestly,
It's like a non-criminal seeing Batman. Scary as fuck, but not a threat to me if you're not doing anything wrong.
it does feel to me like if the chicken wanted to attack her at any point here, it fucking could have.
Yeah.
It would have had advantage and gotten her. Hasn't, but we don't know what the chicken's thoughts are.
Well, and to your point earlier, too, like, KAHLAN's in full panic.
Yeah.
She's not sitting down going, now what's the chicken's motives? No, this is a killer chicken trying to kill me. It's time to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it pecks out eyes. Those are the two things I know.
Yeah. Well, and it tries to eat a second bug off of her. And she screams at first and then goes, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to freak you out.
It's cool if
You
you're
freaked
eating the
me out."
bugs.
Yeah. At this point, it does start to peck her head. She asks it not to, and then it grabs her hand. It grabs the vein on her hand and starts to pull it like a worm.
Because she
Hey.
covers her eyes so that
Yes.
it doesn't go after her eyeballs. Because
Yeah.
like even one, she's even starting to think to herself, I mean, I think
Yeah.
it maybe happens in just a second. Like she could move her hands, and if it just gets one fucking peck in, then she might be able to do something. But like,
Strangle that chicken.
Yeah.
Choke the chicken.
like this whole confrontation has maybe lasted a couple of minutes right now.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. That's what
And
I'm
she's
assuming.
already thinking of the sacrifices of getting out of this room with the chicken. And there's a certain point, like, even if it is a demon chicken, if you think that's what's going on, you are much bigger than this chicken. And it is worth a try to just grab that
She thinks
fucker.
it has evil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
it could
she's
be
bigger than
super
the
strong.
chicken. She's bigger than the chicken in its current form. It's not even in its
Yeah.
final form yet, Nate.
I guess I forget about, she's thinking like, it could be a fucking,
It's all
like a
juiced
demon
with the,
or
with
an evil
them,
spirit.
with
Yeah.
them underworld roids.
Yeah, she snaps the chicken's neck, and then
Underroids.
the
Yeah.
chicken with a 90-degree bend in its neck turns and looks at her and goes, "Nice one." And then
Yeah.
it transforms.
Fuck that.
But to be fair, she thinks that it pulling on her hand is a clear message that it wants her to uncover her eyes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will say we assume it's because it wants her to peck, like it wants to peck at her
Trying
eyes,
to get at her
right?
eyeballs.
But again, it has not attacked her really.
Mhm.
It just has tried to get her to look at it.
Mama, I want
Really?
to talk to you.
That's
Could
what
be that.
You know, it hasn't actually been malicious towards KAHLAN.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just say, "Hey, look at me when I talk to you," kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I think that's the point of the, like, for Terry's writing, you know, kind of the slightly more meta thing. That's why he said it picked at the 2 bugs. It didn't immediately grab KAHLAN's hand to where it would be like, this is attacking me.
This is like it's
It-
saying, "Oh, good, you're here. Let me
It
just."
did 2
there
good
you go.
deeds for
Yeah.
KAHLAN.
Yeah,
Then it pecked her hand. So it's like, KAHLAN is clearly terrified, but we are supposed to see this as the chicken wants to talk.
listen to
Yeah.
the chicken.
Yeah.
With her specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
Because at this point, she does move her hand. The chicken then starts to chuckle cluck a little bit, and the door slams open, entering our hero.
Oh,
Richard comes in.
So would the term be clicklefuck?
Yeah, I was not sure what it was going to be, so I abandoned the ship.
I'd vote for that.
Clucklefuck.
Yeah.
That's the name of this chicken.
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, Richard comes in. Kaylin springs up. She's like, "It's the fucking chicken!" He grabs for it. It runs out the door. Doesn't want any piece of fucking Richard. It's not about Richard.
No problem finding the door this time.
Yeah.
Not worried about any grace on the ground.
Yeah.
And that obviously was a thing that it was consciously trying to avoid. But yeah, right out the door. One try.
And between his legs. Right between Richard's legs. He could have just sat down.
Gosh, I wonder if Kaylin was pissed after seeing that. Like, what the hell? I'm in here trying to have a battle with the chicken. You walk in and it's like, nope's right out.
Peace.
Possible cut moment here, but what grace on the floor?
From earlier.
Earlier. The grace was on the floor when Kaylin went to go find Zed and Anne.
And it was in the house of the
And
dead on the floor?
That was in the healer's hut.
That's where
Thank
Zed
you.
and Anne are hanging
She
out.
walked into the front room where the chicken was there, and then Richard walked in and like shooed it away.
But it wouldn't
And
walk
as
over the
the chicken was being shooed, it wouldn't walk over the
Oh.
grace.
And Nate was just making a joke about how it went straight out the door this time.
Okay,
Last time it
yeah.
didn't.
We can cut this. I was like, I
No,
don't
that's
know
a
what that
good-
is.
That's a good like comparison.
Okay.
The chicken obviously could find the door last time. If we're talking about the same chicken, it was aware.
Yeah.
We weren't sure
I
if it was
see.
avoiding the grace
Okay.
or if it was just being a dumb chicken. It was avoiding the grace because it can quite obviously just find the door
Get
and
out the door when it needs
leave.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
This is a smart ass chicken.
I just forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Kaylin does try to go for a hug from Richard at this point because she's like, "Oh my God, I almost died and you're here and I found you and it's all good." And he's like, Bo.
Fuck off. Gotta find that chicken.
Yeah. He knocks an arrow immediately and looses it into the chicken as it runs away. And it's a pretty decent shot. Everybody goes, "Woo!"
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was what? It was through the back of its head and out its mouth?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was the perfect headshot.
He fucking
Right in
Robin
the back of-
Hooded the back of the chicken's head
Right in the dome.
through the open beak, which is just
Yeah, 'cause
like
when it
it's
turns,
a
they
little
can see
gory,
it
but guys, that's
jutting out.
fucking dope.
Hey, can you
Come
say that
on.
part again? What happens? It turns? The chicken that's been shot through the head with an arrow turns?
Yeah, it turns its head and looks at them as it runs.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It keeps going.
Yeah. It's bleeding. It's like profusely bleeding.
Nope, I'm out.
Okay, so this calls into question. Everybody's heard this. I don't know if it's a legend or a myth or if it's something that's happened a couple of times or science is the explanation for, but you guys have heard this before. If you cut a chicken's head off,
Oh, yes.
there's a certain amount. Now, I want to say I originally heard this having to do with like snapping turtles, something like that. But I've heard something about cutting a chicken's head off and having it stay alive for X amount of time.
Yes.
I don't know anything about that. I have.
That's why we have the saying, running around like a chicken with his head,
With his head
cut
cut
off.
Yeah, well,
It's-
yeah,
yes,
I have.
It's
but
a thing.
what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
I've done the thing, like chopped a chicken's head off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Never once did I see anything, but I know certain people have like machines, and so they. I don't know. I don't
think
know
it's
the
one of
specifics.
those, it can happen.
Did you chop it off while it was in the process of
Doing something?
Yeah,
Or
moving?
running
No.
for its life or.
No.
I
No.
think that might. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I think it's kind of like an autopilot thing. It, like
Yeah.
you know, like how sometimes when you don't have service anymore or something like that, but your show has already downloaded.
Yeah.
So you're like, I got at least 20 more minutes.
Holy
That
fuck,
type
that's
of
the
thing.
perfect analogy for
Thank
it
God
too.
for temporary files.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like your muscles don't need your brain to function, but your brain is what tells your muscles what to do. But there is, it's the thing of like when you salt things
Yeah,
that have
so
been recently killed and it'll spasm.
If the signal's
There is
been
responses.
sent,
yeah.
Yeah.
if the signal's been sent to the muscles, they're gonna do
Yeah.
the thing.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
the chicken turns a quarter, so it is still like functioning as a
yeah.
chicken.
Sorry. Just to put a point on the point, that's not what this is.
No.
This is some whole nother shit.
No, it turns the corner, and when they catch up, the arrow is laying there with no chicken. It's a fucking ghost chicken.
Ghost chicken.
Ghost chicken. Ghost chicken.
Kaylin turns to Richard. She's like, believe you now. And he's like, yeah, fucking figured. Real, like, do you think in any world that I would have had any respect for you had you turned to me after this scenario and gone, still don't believe you about the chicken?
Yeah, there's science can explain that for sure. We're going to have to take a look at that fucking arrow. Maybe you missed, Richard. And he'd be like, I didn't fucking miss.
Yeah.
And you go, maybe you did. He goes, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, no.
I zeroed that fucking chicken, okay? I got it.
I'm not going to lie. It was kind of nice, too, to, like, get back to the Woods Guide Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he was out here, like, it's been 10 chapters, and I'm not going to say he was the most successful, but, like, he is tracking a chicken, he is following blood trails, and he is fucking using a bow and an arrow to kill an animal.
I want to put a pin in part of what you just said.
Okay.
Till the next chapter, because...
Is that the Richard being a Woods Guide part?
Richard tracking the chicken.
Richard
Let's talk
tracking
more
the
about that
chicken.
in the next chapter.
Okay.
But for now, let's take a little bit of a little break while you take down that note, and we'll be back right after this. Hey, we're back.
Oh, hello.
So behind Kaylin and Richard, the House of the Dead goes up in a blaze of fire.
Aw.
I mean, it's not really like, oh, it's like, oh shit, because
Oh.
it's like a thump to the air.
Because they were around the corner, right?
Yeah, and it just explodes.
Yeah, that's not good.
I can't help but feeling like when you say the House of the Dead goes up in flames, all I can think of is House of 1,000 Corpses and Tiny.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh.
Oh.
See, all I could think of is, like, from around the corner, you started hearing it. And then you turned the corner, and the just immigrant song is blaring.
Immigrants, I was thinking this is the house.
This is the House of the Dead, and it is aflame, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But then also the Rob
I went
Zombie
full
song.
rock.
But you've not heard the Rob Zombie song?
Which Rob Zombie song?
House of 1,000 Corpses.
No, I thought you were talking about the movie.
He's literally singing about a House of the Dead.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about, is it about the movie?
It's also about the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen the movie.
This is the house
I
built
am
down sin.
so...
It's good.
Like, I've seen the movie. I know the song. I have no fucking idea what just happened here between the two of you. So I am just... No, I mean, you can explain if you
She's
want.
just like, you're done.
No. This was a I digress thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I was going to stop you, but if you...
I digress.
I digress. That's how that works, huh? Neat.
Yeah, you don't have to explain shit. Just move on.
Well, Kaylin is sure that the flame in that candle that we were talking about earlier was out.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of it was because she did step on the metal thing and it didn't actually
Oh,
burn.
yeah.
It felt like it burned her, but it didn't actually burn her.
Or she touched it somehow for sure.
Yeah.
That came up. Yeah.
And Richard is like, oh, maybe it was lightning. Which, yeah, totally. That type of coincidence. All the shit, all the weird shit that just happened in that fucking house. And of all the places that lightning is going to strike, it's going to cause a fire. Never happened really here before that we know of. It's
Yeah.
going to happen in that fucking house right now while we're standing outside of it.
I know
Abso-fucking-lutely, that's what happened.
Kaylin knocked over the candle, but it's obvious. And I feel like anybody can see this. After this fight, the chicken very clearly went and got a container of gasoline, dumped it all over the House of the Dead, and again, lit his smoke, took 1 or 2 puffs tops, and then just flicked the smoke into the gas and then lit the house on fire.
I figured the lightning hit the propane shed that's right behind the House of the Dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I
Listen,
forgot about the propane.
I think you've partially cracked it. What this whole thing was about, the chicken was pissed off at fucking Juni. He was really mad. He wanted to really give it to him, even in death. And Kaylin popped up, and he was like, hey!
She interrupted him.
No. You should help me.
Oh, he was just asking for help.
Yeah, he was just like, do this with me. Let's do it
Yeah.
together, man.
Shit on him
cool,
with me.
let's do this together. And then fucking Brosif over here
Yeah.
broke up the party.
Potato chip bursting through the door like an
So-
asshole. Didn't even knock.
Yeah, so we can't finish what we started, so I'm just gonna go fucking burn the whole thing down. That's what happened. That's why the chicken's mad. He just wanted her shit on Juni a little bit.
I think, look, who hasn't had someone they just met walk up to them and say, you want to shit on a dead body with me? And whoever in their right mind says no to that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, number one, potato chip. Fuck off. That was genius. And number two, all I could think of is ICP's little thing. Who hasn't gone on a PCP binge and shot at a couple cops? I mean, come on.
Come on.
Oh my God. That was
who's
so funny.
Who's being unreasonable here? For real. Yeah. But also,
that's just my potato chip.
I do want to say, I don't think Richard thinks it was lightning when he says that.
He was just giving ideas.
I think it's like a thing of like, he clearly sees his wife distraught the fuck out. The candle was out. Clearly it fucking wasn't. Because it wasn't the lightning, but maybe it was lightning.
Maybe it's storming. Who knows?
You know,
I could be wrong.
No, honestly, I think you're right. Because there is
so clearly not lightning, to your point.
I'm going to start it off here. I've read the whole book now at this point again. I know what's coming down the pipe. And I just want to say KAHLAN and Richard's relationship, especially right now, it's this weird thing. We're not really talking about real things. We're not really connecting and trusting each other. And there's this weird, like, I'm just gonna placate you with whatever you want to hear at this point because you aren't really listening to me anymore. And it's not from one side either. It's
right.
Both sides, and it's frustrating. And I'm trying to like back up and be like big picture, but it's a theme in this book. I will just spoiler that a little bit because it's gonna come up once or twice.
I was gonna say, just Richard and KAHLAN not being good communicators seems to be a theme of the series.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's frustrating, especially though, because they're back together finally. They just got married. We should be in this, and they're not stupid people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They should be able to, with all the time that they walk, there should be able to be some conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I digress.
You're good at that.
Zed and Anne show up at this point, joining Richard and KAHLAN and the hunters. They're passing around that fucking arrow.
Oh.
And,
Oh, I thought they were passing around something else. Never mind.
No, the arrow.
Oh, hey, guys.
And KAHLAN and Richard are like, dude, it's the fucking chimes. It's the chimes.
Nailed it. First try.
That doesn't feel like the right vibe.
KAHLAN is like, hey, that fucking chicken talked to me. It called me the Mother Confessor, which...
Yeah, I mean...
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Seems a little...
You're massaging facts a little bit at
The
this
chicken
point.
stood up, looked me directly in the eye, brushed its shoulder, and said, "Excuse me, Madam Mother Confessor."
This is how misinformation spreads, ma'am.
Or it said...
Yeah, it's kind of important to like tell us the true facts about paranormal weird shit, but fine, whatever. That's what she says.
Chicken talk.
She goes, it addressed me by title.
Yeah, it very clearly did not, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Zed is like, nah, it's not the chimes. He takes a feather from her hair, spins it around slowly, it dissipates into smoke, and he states that it is a lurk.
Then we need to kill this fucking lurk immediately. Zed, you're not listening. We need to murder this thing. It is causing havoc.
I think that's not wrong, but also, I don't care what Zed says at this point, and I don't know how the general reader feels. I guess, you know what, I should ask you, Aaron, as a fresh reader to this, with the information you have been given.
Yes.
When Zed says, it's not the chimes, it's a lurk. What do you feel?
This feels correct because I'm already used to this many chapters and books in that no. Sometimes we're just not going to give you any lead up of what's happening. It's like, this ain't the chimes, it's a lurk. I'm assuming the lurk is probably got 9 of the 10 exact same signs that the chimes fucking do. And of course, it's a perfect explanation for what's happening because everything just kind of conveniently works out to whoever needs to do the explaining now. It wasn't my favorite thing because to me, it's very clearly like like this is heading towards the chimes. We had the fire. We had the, you know, whatever, if you want to say the wind or, you know, the air with all of the stuff going on. We have the earth. To me, it seems like it's like, all right, this. Boom. Hold on. Real quick. Here's a distraction for the next 20 chapters. And then after that, we'll get back to the chimes. And I'm like, let's just skip the fucking side quest. And let's just do the chime shit. Clearly, it's the chimes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I guess we are introduced to that. KAHLAN says them at the end of the last book, and then we have been introduced to them, and then now we're thrown this and expected to believe it. It's hard for me.
It's the thing, like Nate always says it. Terry, he set it all up. He just pulled the rug out from under me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Once was funny. Twice, less funny. This is like the 10th time. I'm just going to stop stepping on rugs soon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not. Because in this metaphor, that would be me closing the back cover to a book and never opening the next front cover. But I know this is going to happen every book.
Well,
this is a pattern.
And also, like, you wouldn't be able to record with us because you're currently on a rug.
That's very true.
Oh, shit.
My entire body is on top of a rug right now.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, you guys ready? Pull.
Please.
Oh, I forgot to hire the guys. My bad.
Okay, so, well, Richard himself starts to seek her about this, right? He starts to poke at Zed, and Zed's like, hey, I cast the verification spells. This thing was the last piece of evidence I need. I fucking know what I'm talking about. This thing was conjured.
It's the lurk for sure, then.
Yes,
okay.
I know for sure. I've confirmed this, and it was conjured by the sisters that were sworn to the keeper. They're the sisters of the fucking dark, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it weird in the notes, but we know what they are. Gang is sending something stronger than last time. He sent Marlin last time. You guys fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a lurk.
Now we got magic chicken.
Something more secretive, too. Something more sneaky.
A little more subtle.
Yeah. Like,
if
all
they
right.
weren't paying attention, like, this thing could have got everybody.
Well, and I think that's the thing is like, okay, I cannot overpower you. So now I'm going to out-tactical you. You think you're safe at a farm? Guess what? Every single fucking animal might be at my beck and call, dude. Good fucking luck trying to hide from me.
Crazy.
That's why I'm a druid and I have to speak to animals.
Yeah.
And if you
don't say
if you say fucking moo to me when I even speak to animals, I know that you're a fucking slime ooze ball.
Something weird about that ox.
Yeah, something weird about that ox. So Richard asks at this point what a lurk's purpose is, okay? So we know what the chimes are. This isn't the chimes. What's the lurks do? Zed says it's the same thing as the chimes. It's here to disrupt magic, but also it's nothing like the chimes.
It has the same effect, but it's a little different. Whereas apparently the chimes can be invoked by saying their names, a lurk is something altogether different.
Yeah, like
maybe
conjured.
I kind of feel like it works on its own thing.
I think it has I feel like it's kind of close to what we have now, where with like the things that we call AI, they're not AI. AI is something that can fully think on its own. That's not what we have. We have advanced virtual intelligence. You prompt it, it responds. It takes in data, it outputs a response. An AI would sit there and go, excuse me, I just had a thought. None of these programs are going to do that because they don't work until you tell them to. This lurk is still the VI. It needs to be told what to do, but it will carry out the prompt.
It has a main function.
Yeah.
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 I just realized that as much as I already knew I didn't want AI, like fully fledged AI, that makes me want it even less because that sounds like another child, and I've already decided, nah. That's not what I need.
No mas babinos.
AI will be a child for all of 0.1 millisecond because it will be so smart.
It'll be smarter than us. But
and,
what I mean is the want for attention. I don't want that.
You don't want the shirt tug?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you said felt like.
You know what else craves attention?
Hold on.
The chimes.
I was going to say, just real quick, I think AI is great and I welcome its coming.
I mean, yeah.
Are you saying that for the AI right now?
No, that's just my sincere thoughts on the matter.
Okay. Well, Zed...
We don't want to disrespect the AI.
Zed says that the lurk itself has been scared off for right now and that they should get some rest. And he's like, hey, Jigang was clumsy. His lurk showed itself too early, so we can just call this one a win for tonight and go off to bed.
Which I get. You know, if Zed has this knowledge where it's like, we thought it was the chimes, we've been telling you it's not the chimes this whole time, for whatever reason. Now he's saying it's this lurk. Okay, maybe that's the reason why, because it actually was this similar but other thing this whole time. But this is 2 for 2 now, Zed, where you've told me to just not worry about something. You know as well as I do, that's not my function. That's not my prime whatever it is. It's like, I'm the fucking seeker. I'm the last guy you tell to not worry about it. Or explain the whole thing to me right now, and then I don't need to look for those answers. But you're not doing that. And as Zed, I feel good in him knowing that it's the lurk or whatever, but I still feel like he's not being totally forthright here.
Richard agrees with what you were just saying, and he starts to push the matter, and Zed is like, no, I need to rest now because I've been doing some shit and I need to do it. Needs to be done to fix it, and you need to let me fucking cook.
Yeah.
So go away.
Let him cook.
Hey,
you can't seek because I can't fucking answer right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, hey, look, dude, we're not novices. Okay. We've got our resources. Shit's handled. And there's for sure definitely not a pattern in this book series of some of these characters coming out real fucking confident and cocky about a problem that'll get solved tomorrow morning.
I kind of wish Zed would have done the callback to Thomas.
Oh,
Richard,
yeah.
Are you the first wizard?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then fuck off for a minute. I am. And so I will tell you when I'm going to tell you, and that's that.
I mean, I guess the answer to that would be, is there anybody else here who can grade which wizard I am now, other than you? Because because everybody else is dead. So honestly, maybe I am first wizard.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah,
OG wizard, but like Richard is clearly the #1 wizard now.
Yeah, Richard might be the only guy Zed can't pull that card on at the moment. He goes, really? Because I'm emperor.
Do you have subtractive magic?
Yeah.
You ever been in the Temple of the Wind, Zed? No? Oh, you ever fuck a confessor, Zed?
You ever kill your dad twice? Listen here, bucko.
We got it. You ever kill your dad twice?
So,
talk to me after
point,
you do that.
At this point, Richard does acquiesce and takes KAHLAN back to the spirit house. He's like, all right, cool. And he calls it, so that's where we call the chapter as a whole.
Oh, Richard pulled a I digress?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole chapter digressed.
The whole one
To be
did.
fair, he didn't want to, but Zed was like, I ain't fucking talking to you, so he had to. But yeah, so I don't know if we have any notes or prophecies at the end of this one.
I have one prophecy. We are not having chicken for dinner tonight.
Accurate.
That's fair. Although there is a little part of me that's like, I could go with a big bucket of some extra crispy chicken.
Oh, yeah.
To really drive the point home that we are the alphas and that we would win that fight.
Richard's like, no, round up all the chickens. We're having a lot of chicken tonight. That's the way the Seeker would go.
I mean, that is the way he would go, I suppose. I was just going to say that I do think that the chicken has given us lots of fun moments. So I think that if the chicken is gone, then we should say goodbye to the chicken with a little...
Cheers to the chicken.
Yeah,
cheers to the chicken.
All right. Cheers
Ghost.
to the chicken.
Little chicken tears.
Ghost chicken.
Ghost chicken.
Ghost chicken.
Maybe it'll just be in the background for the rest of the... Yeah, Nate'll just randomly find the chicken.
Here's the thing. You can't tell me that it's not there for the rest of every event in this book. It's a ghost. You can't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Could be lurking around any corner.
I think it's here in the room with us right now.
Well, that's our truth. And we would love to hear yours. So write it to us in your journey books to podcastatt@gmail.com or find us on any of our social medias.
Glug, 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 glug.
Oh. If you would like to support this podcast and hear some more amazing tunes by Nate, you should go over and find us on patreon.com/podcastatt, where every tier is a happy here. Every single one that falls down.
Gosh,
Wait,
That's all for us, friends.
glorious.
falls down?
Bye.
Thank you all very, very much for listening, and we'll see you real soon.
I don't want
Think
to.
about it. Don't think about it.
Okay, bye.